So closing with confidence is mastering this art of conversion. How do you get a person right there and say, hey, you ready to do this? Seems like you want to get started. It feels like you're ready to go. Let's take action. Boom, right now. What's the power of today? What's the power of taking action today? There is a power in taking action today. Yes or no? See, the pros don't dabble, they decide. The pros make decisions. The pros get people to take action. Okay? Now, I could bring person after person up here. I could bring Chad Free up here, John Wetmore up here, JC up here, David up here, and they would tell you, Lynn Wade is another huge success story for us. And they would come up here and they would say, what? Saw Coach Burt speak, dabbled a little bit, and then I decided. And once I decided, everything changed. So closing with confidence is a big part. Now, how many of you think your follow-up could get better? National averages today say that people are following up 1.8 times, and every statistic in the world tells me that it takes 7 to 15 touches 80% of the time to convert a prospect to a client. Okay, so I developed a 7-touch system called $1 Million Follow-Up. So now I'm generating leads. Now I'm following up with those leads. Now I'm converting those leads. Now I'm following up. Now look at the methods we got here. This is what I call a growth system. Monster producer. If you had 15 people on this program, how much better? David Pettis put every one of his team members on my system. They're all in their prospecting. They watch my programs every day. They talk about it. They have to do it every single day. They're in there and watching the videos, watching the training, getting better. Now I got a selling system. Okay. So at the $1 Million Follow-Up, and what that's ultimately going to lead to is doubling your productivity. Now, when we did pre-calls for this day activate, you know what a lot of people said? Got a time management problem, got a productivity problem. Let me answer this question for you. You do not have a time management problem. You have a confusion of time, which ultimately means you have a confusion of priority, which is why A to B is so critical. The way you're going to double your income in 2023 is by getting clear on what the highest value of your time is that takes you toward the B. Anything that does not move you toward your B is a low value of your time. So when you put all of this together, you may not grow your business 2 times. You may grow it 10 times. So let me ask this question. What would 10 times income look like to you? When I was a high school basketball coach making $50,000 a year, Mark, to generate $500,000 in a month for me, changed my life, changed my kid's life, changed my employee's life, changed everybody's life. See that increase? Okay. This is possible. If you go back to number 1, do you believe this is possible for you? I didn't have any classes on this in school, by the way. You get out of school and you think, man, I'm supposed to make $80,000 a year, be a good year for me. What about making $800,000 a month? See, nobody teaches you that. I wish they would have taught us that, because I could have done it a whole lot quicker, by the way, if somebody would have taught it to me. I'm coachable. All of this produces basically where a lot of you guys in the room are, which is scaling a company. How many of you have ever said you want to scale your company? What does scaling mean? I want to expand. I want to grow it. I don't want it to be dependent on me. What I really want is I need this thing scaled out. I need it bigger. I need systemization. I need to figure out, how do I scale this freaking thing? How do I take this around the world? It was one conversation in Mexico in 2012, and I was talking about dominating Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to go back and dominate Nashville. Cardone looked at me and he said, quit talking like that. So what do you mean? I'm thinking big. 10X. You know what he said? Your market is planet Earth. Go back and build your coaching programs where you could sell to anybody on the planet. Everybody hear that? See, we got 500 or 600 people on here. They're not here with us today. Some may be in Singapore, London, Mexico. What he did is he looked me right in the eye and he said, quit thinking so small. Your market's not Nashville, Tennessee, or Christiana, or Murfreesboro. Your market is planet Earth. That one comment has probably helped me generate $10 to $15 million. Just that one thing, online. So when you're thinking about this, sometimes with you, I'm like, quit thinking so small. What are you doing? It's ridiculous. You're thinking like this. See, that's ultimately what we're doing here. And so the way I see it from today, you got two options. And I really believe this. Option one is to take what you've learned today and try to figure this out on your own. Okay? But I'm going to tell you, you need to be ready for this if you take this option. It's going to take you longer than you thought it would. It's going to cost you more money than you thought it would. Because if you could double or triple your business, what would happen? You would have already done it. Yes or no? See this one on the front row? Reached out to me and said, I know I need somebody to teach me to go to this level. I'm already at this level, but I need somebody to get me to the next level. That's wise. So option one, take what you learned today, try to figure this out on your own. Say it was a good day at the lodge, take it to the house at the end of the day, and online, say it was a good day with me, go back to doing what you're doing, and maybe we have this conversation again next year, and you still got the same goals, same dreams, same hopes, but you didn't do what? You didn't decide. You didn't take action. Option two is simple. You let me walk you through this entire process. The monster producer method. You let me coach you through this and let me help you avoid this long cycle. Do you know why it took me 17 books, Nick, to have a bestseller? Because I didn't get in the room with the person who knew how to do it. And you know what a regret that is for me? See, my first published book was through Wiley called Zebras and Cheetahs. In every bookstore, every airport in America, I used to go and take pictures of it in the airport, right beside Tony Robbins and right beside these people. And I was so excited. I would sit in a bookstore and I would watch people at the Nashville airport just look at it. And I would stand over here and watch them. And I would go up to them and I'd say, that looks like a real good book, doesn't it? You know what they would say to me? Who is this? Who is this dude? Micheal Burt. I've never heard of him. I say, he's good. He's up and coming. Next big thing. See, truthfully, if I would have got in the room with the people who knew how to do it, the first book could have been a Wall Street Journal bestseller. But I didn't invest to learn. And now it took me 16 books or whatever, how many books to figure it out. And every day I think about that. Why didn't I do this? This was silly. I was not mature enough. I thought I could do it on my own. That was a bad decision. That cost me years of my life. That is the concept. And so when you're thinking about this, if you want to have the biggest year, raise your hand if you want to have the biggest year of your life. Be honest. Okay? Somebody will be like, oh no, I didn't hear. You wouldn't be here if you didn't want to have a better year. Yes or no? Yes. Okay? The team wouldn't be here if they want to go out and produce the same number of wins you did last year, for God's sakes. So here's what I've done. I've put together an accelerator. It's an accelerator package, okay? And this is an 8-week fast track to doubling your production. 8 weeks with me. Now, let me ask the question. How many of you think with me in your life, over an 8-week cycle, coaching you every week, you would perform at a higher level? Raise your hand. Be honest. If you had this little pit bull every week up in your grill coaching you, I guarantee you would perform at a higher level than what you're currently. And I guarantee you, I can get you to a level that you can't get to on your own. I promise you. I can't cook. I'm geographically illiterate. I can't fix a car. Something tears up in this lodge, I'm going to call somebody else. I'm going to call Scott Schwartz to see if he can fix it over there. But let me tell you something I can do, and that is get more out of people. And that is what I've been doing for the last 31 years, is activating that drive in people to produce at a higher frequency.